So, good evening, students. Welcome to Amigos IAS. Myself, D. Penchalaya. So, today we are going to discuss about the topics which are very relevant to the exam on 25th of June, May. So, please try to go through these topics must and should so that at least you will have an edge. So, because last time also most of the questions, in polity, if you say uh, eighth schedule question, uh, and the many bouncers are there, like parts questions, and such kind of questions like part 9a, something like that. Some such kind of confusion questions are there, but they are very easy questions. So people tend to ignore. So today discussion is not about like I'm not dumping the content into your minds. I'm just here to glance the things. Please go through these topics. I'm myself. I'm giving you the tip of the bug like that. So please try to go through each and every topic which we are discussing. Though it seems very easy or it seems very familiar, but we tend to ignore that. That happens actually. So down the line, and also, so we are going to discuss a priority wise. So if possible, you guys also have you guys also please revise in this way itself the topics which I cover. If you feel they are easy, or if I have already covered these things and all, better ignore, no problem at all. Because n number of n number of videos are there, like in YouTube and all. So we have lot of content terrorism is going on. So to escape from it, so I'm also one of it. I'm not saying I'm giving a some mantras and all. No, I'm giving whatever relevant, or like few things which are definitely comes in in exam and all. So please go through these topics must and should. So we'll discuss in a way first priority wise, like environment, because both UPSC prelims as well as IFS prelims both are same. That is why, so they tend to give more questions in environment. So that's why we go in a priority based. So if you feel they are so I didn't cover and all, so please must and should just a glance. Don't uh, I'm not going into the nitty gritties. I'm here to just telling about the topic itself. So if possible, somewhere around I will also give some information about, or contextual information about it. So I'll just try to recollect the context, and you guys can go through those topics and all. Okay, let's start. So we'll start with environment itself, the most important topics. I can't say ecological pyramids I don't know, or you guys don't know and all. So ecological pyramids, these things and all, you guys know. But the thing is, like, UPSC tend to give the questions which we no sometimes we commit mistakes over there. Like sometimes vertical pyramid, these kind of things and all, you already knew that. So but try to please go through those topics and all. So ecological pyramids in one topic is there. So in that part, please at least go through, so important wise and all. So for example, we know that energy pyramid is there. It is unidirectional, everyone knows. So in case of even in the unidirectional manner is biomagnification, bioaccumulation, these things and are also there. So biomagnification, sorry. So now here, biomagnification, bioaccumulation, these things and all very very important and all. So biomagnification and bioaccumulation, these things and all very very important. So I just wrote because, like, sometimes they might just throw the question like ecology, environment, these kind of small terminology they might ask and all sometimes. So better and go through these types of habitat, ecological niches. Different types of habitats are there, different types of ecological niche is there. So please go through them if possible. And the thing is, like, we have heard about like succession. It's like, we everyone knows like primary and secondary succession and all, these are all there. So when it is wet area, it is a hydrarch, and dry area, it is xerarch, and also everyone knew that. So thing is, like, here pioneer species and XERE, ZERE, and all these things and all everyone knows. So I don't want to discuss the nitty-gritties here. So then the main UPSC focuses like food chain. They might give different types of food chains, like, they are part of food web, right? So that is why they might give different types of food chains and all, with some different examples and all. So we know about what is food chain, so what is meant by food web and all those things and all. Then when you come to this cycles, like water cycle, this sulfur cycle, nitrogen cycle, carbon cycle, all those things and all very very important. So especially here, nitrogen cycle is very important, and also how nitrogen is, yeah, like, plants are taking and all, in what way. So these things and all, so better go through the nitrogen cycle one more time. Okay. Then the second chapter is vegetation chapter. So we have a, like, tropical evergreen, tropical deciduous, in that moist deciduous, all those things are tropical thorny. But these are all not important. But the important thing is, like, examples are important. For example, if you say desert vegetation, there is cacti example. So tundra vegetation, MOSS, moss is another example. We know swamps, all this, like, in this mangrove vegetation and also these things and all very very important. So but make sure that, bhaiya. So here, major thing is, like, we need to focus on the example part. For example, in GC Leon, that 15 to 22nd chapter, last time they had asked, like many a times they had asked about equatorial climate, and it's, last time I think marine climate they had asked. So this time we are expecting, like, so definitely Sudan climate or Mediterranean climate. Mediterranean climate already asked, but the UPSC tend to give in these areas majorly Mediterranean climate and Sudan climate. Try to go through just brief on it, like, go through the Sudan and Mediterranean climate, especially GC Leong, in GC Leong 15th to 22nd chapter, don't go through every chapter and all. So equatorial climate they might ask, because they concentrate majorly on equatorial area. So better go through the vegetation part and also. So when you going through the vegetation part, you should go through the recent forest report. So forest report, they tend to give, they won't give the facts and all. They will try to give like where the trends, like where it increased, the forest area where it decreased, and which is the area, largest area, something like the forest cover. So they might sometimes they might ask what is forest cover, all those things, some such kind of definitions, and like social forest, different types of forestry also they might ask. So don't leave a room for such kind of small questions. So don't leave a room. Okay, so try to go through the, especially the this 18th forest report, Indian State Forest Report, biennial report it is. So they had given like now forest and tree cover together 25.17%. It has increased. So in that way, forest is 21.76% and tree cover is 3.41%. So facts are not important, but if they ask, UPSC sometimes such kind of bounces they might give, the number they give sometimes. So that's why. And maximum where it is Chhattisgarh, UP, Odisha and Rajasthan. So these things you need to remember: Chhattisgarh, UP, Odisha and Rajasthan. Then maximum increase in forest cover, Mizoram and Gujarat. Then the thing is like mangrove cover, it decreased actually. If you take overall net decrease 7.43 kilometers or something like that. So majorly where it decreased, Gujarat. So Gujarat. Then in case of AP, they might confuse or they might interchange the statements sometimes. So that's why I had given like a minus Gujarat and plus AP and Maharashtra. It has bit increased mangrove cover. The thing is, next thing is largest decrease where it is. Example, MP, Karnataka, then Nagaland. After that, top three. So major top three, like forest cover areas: MP, Arunachal Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, if you take. So this might be the question. Like sometimes they ask like remittances, such kind of economic questions and all. In that way they might ask. So sometimes they ask the sequence of albedo, like snow is having high albedo. In that way they might ask the questions. So then so they had mentioned, they have first time they had discussed about the carbon stock also to meet our Paris climate goals. So then the forest fire, majorly forest fire, where it is happening because of where Uttarakhand, Odisha and Chhattisgarh. Most of them are man-made. So actually, so reason is like, natural reason is like chirpine needles. So if they might tend to ask like what is chirpine needle and which vegetation it comes under and all. So if they ask, so just go through the Uttarakhand, Odisha are the major forest fire prone areas, you can say. Then so we have discussed about the carbon stock, right? So NDC target, almost we have reached 2.5 to 3 billion tons of COT equivalent already. So just so we might have heard about the bone challenge. Our target, so bone challenge target is 26 million hectares recovering. So the degraded land can be restored. By 2030. Target is by 2030. So 26 million hectares is the target. Bone challenge, try to remember. So then after that, so majority of the cases we might skip some schemes, like yeah, we have read already, we know that these and all. So but we should because majority of the time they are focusing on the tiger population. So we already know that pug mark technique, M stripes. M stripes already they have asked, and also these techniques used in tiger census. They might ask for how many years tiger census can be held, and project elephant also they might ask. So because elephant already a previous question it was. Then project crocodile, then project hangul, project hangul. So hangul is important now. So better go through this project hangul. Then Great Indian bustard. So to restore the Great Indian bustard species, so they have brought the project Great Indian bustard. So better go through this topic also. Anyway, rhinoceros also their favorite topic it is. So India one on rhino vision. Just glance through it. What is the purpose of Project Tiger and what and all it does, and Project Elephant and Project Crocodile. So major topics you should go through it. I'm not giving here everything. So you should go through that, this and all. So better if you already covered, so leave it, no problem. So but if you don't cover, try to cover from here. So then the thing is they might ask directly, they can ask national park. What is the difference between national park, wildlife sanctuary and biosphere reserves? We heard about in situ and ex situ conservation. So they might confuse you regarding in situ and ex situ conservation and also. So such times we need to have, because now center is powerful now. So they have amended the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. So that is why I think in 2022, I guess, please recheck once. And what is the difference between national park, wildlife sanctuary and biosphere reserve in terms of conservation? So here biosphere reserve is, you need to go through it, because we have I think around 18 biosphere reserves are there. In that 12 are UNESCO recognized. So man and biosphere program is there in that. So biosphere. So I will give one hint over there how to remember the biosphere reserves which are covered under man and biosphere reserve program. Then so they might sometimes they might ask, so what are the recent national parks? So they don't ask that directly the name of the national park, which is 58th one or something like that, like 107th one or something like that. They might ask regarding the region and the biodiversity over there, something like that. So focus on these two areas. Okay, Dihang Patkai and Simlipal. So Dihang Patkai and Simlipal, they have become the national park. So they had given the national park status these days. Then recent tiger reserves. We have around 58 tiger reserves now. So sometimes they might ask the number type of questions. So for example, PVTGs last time earlier they had asked, right? PVTGs they asked they just simply change the number. So if you don't know 75 is the number, so definitely we tend to commit the mistake over there. Okay, such times we need the number also. Okay, Madhav National Park is the, so they have converted Madhav National Park into Tiger Reserve recently. So they had provided the Tiger Reserve status to Madhav National Park, which is in MP, Madhya Pradesh. So then thing is UNESCO recognized biosphere reserves. So I already discussed about this, and total 18 biosphere reserves are there. 18 are there. In that 12 are recognized by the Man and Biosphere program. So UNESCO's Man and Biosphere program. So we have heard about the Kanchenjunga, which is in Sikkim. So it is a mixed heritage site, we can say. So UNESCO, we know cultural heritage sites, that kind of stuff. So in there, Kanchenjunga is the mixed heritage site. Then we have 12 are there. So I'll give you the code here. So I'll give you the code. Please note down. It might be handy for you. For example, no, G, G, K, I, N, then Sapna. S, A, P, P, N, A. So total No Creek, then Gulf of Mannar, then Great Nicobar, then K. Kanchenjunga, N is nothing but Nilgiris. We know already. Then S is nothing but Sundarbans. Then Achanakmar, Amarkantak. Then Panna, it is in MP. Then Panchmarhi. After that, N. We know that N is in Nanda Devi, so Uttarakhand. Then A is Agastya Malai. So these are the 12 man and biosphere reserves which have UNESCO recognized. If you have other cheating code, you can use it. Okay. So don't try for new things if possible. Then wetlands. So especially wetlands, the like UPSC especially concentrate on it. Especially the questions like man-made lakes, something like that. Earlier they had asked, and they majorly focus on the Ramsar sites. We know that India is having now at present. So please focus on reading the question properly. So they might ask by 2024 or 2023 or by January or something like that. They might ask. So please carefully read, because recently in Polity also they had asked regarding that money bill or budget I guess. So in that part, Prime Minister also involved on behalf of Prime Minister. Some controversial question it is, but if you read properly, example, Zonal Council question last year they had asked. In Zonal Council question, they had asked about the members. So here, like Home Minister is the chairman of this Zonal Council. There. So people tend to commit the mistake 1, 2, 3, 4. So they have included Home Minister also, but UPSC had given the only 3. So Home Minister is not there. So that's why read properly the question. You have to read the question properly. Don't take your own assumptions over it. Okay. Then for example, so here I can't discuss the whole 89 and all, but whatever are there recently like Ramsar sites like Udhva Lake in Jharkhand, Kecho Palri in Sikkim is now UPSC focuses actually. So because I think floods were there, glacial lake outboard floods are there, and Kanchenjunga is there. So in that, like I think last but 1 year I guess they had asked Teesta River and all. So in that way, Sikkim is now their focus area. UPSC's focus area these days. And the Tamil Nadu Sakkara Kottai Bird Sanctuary, it is Ramsar site now. Okay. So recent Ramsar sites in India are total 89. Out of it, Udhva Lake is Jharkhand, Kechopalri, Sikkim, and Sakkarkota in Tamil Nadu. Okay. Then please try to go through the man-made lakes. Just it's a matter of 1 or 2 minutes. Don't go every nook and corner, like so mapping type and all. So if you go through the mapping type wala, so you can get like example Anka Samudram in Karnataka, tawa in MP, and try to use the common sense also. Sometimes if you use the common sense, definitely we tend to eliminate the things. So it will be, our purpose will be easy after that, so we can easily mark the question and all. So that's why just go through, because they have a number of times. I think earlier they had asked Kodaikanal they had asked whether it is a man-made lake or natural lake or something like that. So in that sense I had given this topic and also. Then species in news. Example, now Jammu and Kashmir is burning. Why? Because of Operation Sindoor. Because of Operation Sindoor and the Pak violation, all those things, and all the war between India and Pakistan, and Jammu and Kashmir is now. That's why there will be definitely one question on Jammu and Kashmir. It can be from environment point of view, it can be geography point of view. So we can't differentiate the environment part and geography part. So sometimes they are integrated actually. So while we study also, try to recollect the things in a integrated manner, not like simply just reading the things and reading the subject. I'm reading only environment, I can't recollect the geography. It's not a thing. And also try to recollect and try to interrelate the things, then things will be very smooth actually. Okay. Then what is mercury? Mercury, the scientific name they had given Capra falconeri. So we should not feel like what is this. And also they sometimes UPSC gives bouncers like this. Okay. Markhor. What is this markhor and all? It's a wild goat in Himalayas. It is the IUCN status. Everyone these days I think UPSC is not concentrating on the status and all, like IUCN status and all those things and all, but it is near threatened if they give between the lines. Then the thing is like UPSC tend to give this such type of very bouncers, such type of bouncers, we tend to ignore this, but actually we observe everywhere, we see everywhere, like honeybee dances and all those things and all. So this is these days, earlier orangutan they had asked already. So waggle dance also they had asked, like in honeybees do that, and starting by deer, and the color changes, the chameleon. In Telugu it is like Usarvili, something like that. So it changes based on the it is a chemical change actually based on the place. And bats, we know that echolocation. Another one uses, I think, dolphin, I guess. Dolphin also uses this echolocation. This one, then sometimes other dolphins do that, signature whistles. Then orangutan, last year but 1 year question, I guess. So please go through the animal behaviors which are recently in news. Please go through them. Please go through them. Okay. Then so recently they had discovered this desert moss, MOSS, moss. It is a moss, it can survive in a tundra region, any Arctic region or something like that. Some coldest areas also it can survive. Very harsh locations it can survive. That is why it can capable of surviving in Mars in future. Okay. Then recently the forest fires, the California was burning. So why California was burning? California was burning because of this warm wind. Santa Claus. Try to recollect Santa Claus. Santa Claus was there in news. Yes, why? So don't remember like that, but Santa Claus you can easily recollect. That is why I said Santa Claus. Santa Ana winds. It is warm wind. Okay. We'll discuss the warm winds and global cold winds and all in a single table. So it will come in another slide and all. So then after that, UNFCCC COP meetings are very, very, very important and all. So nowadays India or the world is the global all global countries or whoever now moving towards the sustainability. Okay, from the Rio 1972 or something like that. From there itself, um we are, you know everyone are focusing now on the renewable energy side, and also reducing the all those things. So Panchamrit goals, everyone knew that. Okay, Panchamrit goals, everyone knew that. So net zero by 2070 was the around some 5 rules are there. Please go through that. And I think they had recently they are asking like that. So they just gave the number and matching they are giving, like COP 26, it was in Glasgow. COP 27 recent ones, that's why I had given that. And COP 26, COP 27 Sharm el Sheikh, and COP 28 it was in Dubai. COP 29 is important. Please go through the COP 29 one more time. So please go through the, briefly go through what is there inside. What is NCQC? What is carbon market mechanism? Kyoto Protocol, we might have heard about it. And what is declaration on reducing methane? All those things and all. So now the finance part. NCQC means new collective quantified goal on climate finance. So I think around 300 billion per year by 2030 to meet the goals. Carbon market agreements. So 6.2 and article 6.4 of the Paris agreement. Please go through that. And then the thing is we should remember that India is not part of the global methane pledge. So when you are going through the any PT 365, whatever it may be, whether India is part of it or not, if India is part of it, please remember it. And if India is not part of it, try to ignore that. Okay, so but be careful in that part. Okay, then what is LCIP? So they are focusing on local, local communities also, and indigenous peoples and plant. LCIPP, if they ask what was it there in the if they ask in between the lines, third option or second option, yes, it was there in COP 28 29 and all. Then Baku Harmonia Climate Initiative for farmers. So they are focusing on farmers also. They are focusing on the indigenous people also. Okay. So just a glance through the sequence of COP movements, COP meetings. Example, COP 3, where it was happened, COP 3, COP 7, COP 8 and all. So based on the importance I had provided here, please go through that. At least the where it has happened, what are the major things. So for example, we discussed about the Panchamrit goals. We should not think I never heard about it. And yes, we heard about it in COP 26. What is the thing? Phase down of coal based power plants and all. So things, then Sharm el Sheikh. So please, they might ask about the COP 27, 28 or 29. Please go through last 3. So COP 29 was held Baku, Azerbaijan. If possible, go through the mapping of Azerbaijan also, the bordering countries of Azerbaijan and all. Okay. Then we heard about the Kigali Agreement. So it was in 2016, but UPSC might ask. Okay. So here it is not about though it is amending the Montreal Protocol, but it is not about the chlorofluorocarbons, phasing down of chlorofluorocarbons, because Montreal Protocol is successful now. Okay, so amending amending to the Montreal Protocol, what is it? Kigali Agreement. Okay, in that HFCs in the nothing but they are the hydrofluorocarbons. They are global warming. They have the global warming potential, like SF6, methane, CO2. They are all global warming potential. Okay, they are all having global warming potential. Highest is SF6. Okay, then pollution chapter. You should, because when you apply the common sense, it is very easy to eliminate the things, especially the pollution chapter. So never leave the question, never leave the question, especially the pollution chapter. Example, they had asked about the O3, ozone, whether it is the outcome of while stubble burning. So we all heard about the stubble stubble burning we all heard about, right? So when you burn stubble, whether O3 comes out, that was the question. Okay, so yes, it comes. That is why O3 is also, like, we should be like, in basically such type of questions, you should apply the common sense. Definitely it will be there. And there is a chart, like, table in that whether you go through any environment material and all. So there we have a table, definitely, a pollutant and disease. For example, if nitrogen increases, then it is called as blue baby syndrome. So, like, if nitrogen increases, excess intake of nitrogen, then we got blue baby syndrome. You guys might have heard about it. Then cadmium in the sense etai. So you guys might have heard about ouch disease and all. That is because of cadmium and all. Okay, cadmium intake. Then minamata disease because of mercury. We know that Stockholm convention is there. Dirty dozen, you might, example, endrin is part of it, endosulfan and all, you might have heard about it, right? They are the part of the Stockholm convention and all. So basically everyone should go through the international organizations which are covered in the especially the whatever the material you are going through and all. So must and you should go through the national as well as international organization regarding the environment or conservation, whatever it is. Example, traffic is there, sites are there, and all those things. Okay, Stockholm convention is there, minamata. Then one more is there regarding the hazardous material and all. Basel convention is there. All those things, please, Nagoya protocol for biosafety and all. Okay, please go through the, so just basic questions they are, but try to, sometimes they might ask a matching part and also try to go through it. Just glance it, what the purpose of it, what is the purpose of Stockholm convention, what is the purpose of these things and all. Just basic. Okay, you guys might have underlined and all. So you guys might have heard about what is primary pollutant, and sometimes they might ask very silly questions and all. So we tend to commit the mistakes there itself. Yeah, we have heard about it and we read already. So in that way, so try to go through the what are primary pollutants, secondary pollutant, pan, you might have heard about it and all. Sources, we know that. Example, CH4 source is agriculture, major agriculture, wetlands, all are the major source for CH4. Means methane is the global warming potential, is having global warming potential. Okay, so agriculture is the major source for methane release. And the other types of pollutions, so water pollution, soil pollution, air pollution, noise pollution, then after that thermal pollution, nuclear pollution, marine pollution, then plastic and light pollution, these type of things. And also plastic, light pollution, better go through this nuclear pollution as well as air pollution part, then soil pollution part, because now sustainable agriculture we are going to it. Sometimes we heard about like regenerative agriculture and all. Okay, regenerative agriculture you might have heard about it. We will discuss definitely in the science and tech part and all. So then organizations, what they are doing. So we have the legislations like Air Act is there, Air Pollution Act is there, and Water Act is there, Water Pollution Act, all those things. Wildlife Protection Act 1972 is there, and Environmental Pollution Act 1986. These are all legislations are there. In that legislations we have the boards also. Environmental Protection Act 1986 is there, na? So for that we have the boards. Central Pollution Control Board, SPCB, NGT. So NGT, so two things won't cover in NGT. One is 1972, I guess, 1972 Wildlife Protection Act 1972 Act, and another is 1925 Forest Act 1925, I guess. So please refer it once again. So remaining and all NGT covers. So solid waste management. Earlier they had asked about the solid waste management question already. So they might ask again like regarding the rules. Example, what is EPR? What is EPR? Extended producer responsibility. What he will do? So what is single use plastics? Simply they might ask what are the single use plastics and also. Actually human beings are tend to confuse the easy like when there is easy things in front of him. Okay, so please don't commit any mistake over there. Then most important things are species in use. So you guys might have read about around some hundreds of pages regarding species in use, number of species, right from plants, right from animals, all those invasive species, that this and all. But try to be careful and be smart enough while choosing it. Example, based on the PYQs, because PYQs are the Bhagavad Gita, PYQs are the Quran, PYQs are the Bible for UPSC. Okay, that is why we should go with the theme based manner, Asiatic line they have already asked about it, but they might ask again in a different manner. Okay, cheetah. So cheetah is there, so relocation the project is going on, right? Then Royal Bengal tiger is there, and so yes, we can discuss about it is an endangered species, it is vulnerable species. Then elephant, already they had asked about it. So they follow the maternal hierarchy, something like that. Then Nilgiri tar, it is also Nilgiri tar. Nil Kurinji, you might have heard about it. So Nil Kurinji, flowers blossom in 12 once in 12 years or something like that. Then Indian bison, it is in use actually. Please go through the Indian bison. It is also called as gaur, GAUR, gaur. Then fishing cat. Then pangolin, India is having two types. We are bordering countries, so definitely we also having that. In Indian pangolin is endangered, but Chinese pangolin is critically endangered because they use too much, they export or something like that. So then critically endangered birds, they are already in, so I think in some judgment, article 14, violating article 14 and 21, I guess. So in that particular adverse effects of climate change, something like that, in that judgment, so they are going against article 14 and 21. So they are discussed about the great Indian bustard, and lesser floricon is also critically endangered bird. So just go through where is great Indian bustard means the western belt and all, dry region, all those things and all. So then so sometimes they might ask directly, what is this Chandrayani? So they had given the name Chandrayani, Batylepes Chandrayani. It is a tardigrade. Then sea cucumber, then Indian star tortoise, olive ridley turtles, Arribada, you might have heard, Mars X something like that. So Rishikulya river, you guys might have read about it. And mass nesting, it is mass nesting. So Rishikulya river, olive ridley turtles, it is vulnerable species. Gharial, last I think previous question only, please go through it. I think 4-5 years back they had given. So once nowadays they are focusing on these type of questions and all, butterfly species, all those things and all. So please, if we know this part, cicada, butterfly cicada, Neptis phylra, these things are whether it is a butterfly, whether it is a bird, these type of question. So sometimes we tend to commit a mistake over there. We think it is a bird or something like that. So please go through such type of questions and all. Okay, then tree species in use. Example, Kashmir chinars. Why Kashmir chinars? Yes, it is burning topic Kashmir this year, so that's why we are talking about Kashmir chinars. Kashmir chinars, it is in eastern Himalayas part, geotagged it is. So then Sintrichia carni nervus, it is a desert moss. I think we have discussed about it. Then water hyacinth. Water hyacinth, it is invasive species. Invasive species, we know that. Seaberg thorn, it is cultivated in Ladakh. So please go through the Seaberg thorn. It will every part of it is useful for us. Then ashwagandha, the scientific name is Withania somnifera. Ashwagandha Withania somnifera, please go through the scientific name of it. Nilkurinji, we heard about it, Nilgiris, and then once in 12 years, it is a shrub. Actually it is a shrub, shrub, shrub. Okay, so these are the species in news, especially tree species. We can if you have the any other things in your mind, please go through invasive species of plants, invasive species of plants, invasive species of fishes and all. So you can go through it, but don't go behind any material now. Okay, just I am giving you the hint, a tip of the bug. Please go through them, something like that. Okay, then so if we miss anything here, so I will discuss at the end of our I think we have discussed most of the topics here. I think tree species, all those things and all. So I have already discussed about the international organizations. Please, whatever it is there in the news regarding environment, and India has already agreed and all, for that please go through them. Example, traffic is there, and um, Big Cat Alliance is there. Such kind of questions, so please go through that. Please go through them. So I think most of the questions we have, most of the topics we have covered here. So try to focus on these important topics while revising. And actually that agriculture chapter is there. Agriculture chapter is there in any book whichever you are following, especially Shankar IAS and all. Agriculture chapter, types of agriculture, they might ask soils also, sometimes they might ask soil erosion types also, what is rill erosion, gully erosion, such kind of questions they might ask also. What is macro and micronutrients also? Example, NPK, which is now because of more subsidies we are providing, government is providing, so we are using irrationally in our agriculture. So these are the macro nutrients to the plants. And strip cropping, all those things and all. They might ask social forestry, what it is, agroforestry, what it is and all. Just simple, try to retract or retrieve from the question itself through your common sense. Especially the environment and science and tech questions, you might have heard somewhere, you might have seen somewhere. So earlier they had asked about the biodigester toilets and all. So if you traveled in railways, definitely you would have heard about it. So and some these techniques are there these days, now everyone are moving towards this thing renewable energy part, and also OSOWOG is there, an international solar alliance. Then national around 8 missions are there, national missions, and must and you should go through the national hydrogen mission. Now it is very 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 important. So it has covered in Yojana, everywhere, all government documents and all, it has covered. So just go through that. I think 5 MMT by 2030, something like that. So please go through the national hydrogen mission and all, especially the 8 missions, whatever the climate missions are there, we committed INDCs, like Panchamrit goals we have committed. Please go through all these missions, especially basic. What is National Hydrogen Mission? Purpose of it. Okay, outcomes of it and all. Okay. Then polity part. Okay, polity, the most easiest part as well as toughest part too. Okay, so we tend to ignore few chapters. Actually, last time they had asked about parts of constitution and all. We try to ignore, na? So we have already read about the Lakshmikant n number of times, that this and all. But the thing is, like, we tend to ignore. So that is why my intention is, like, to just activate you or to give hint to you guys. Okay, please go through that. That is why I wrote must two questions here. Example, the very first chapter itself, like 1773 to 1947 charter acts are there, 1813 act is there, so like that many acts till 1947. 1935 act is there, 1935 must and should, 1919 they confuse, 1935, 1909, these are the most confusing things, as well as 1813 and 1833 also. Okay, so try to go through them at least, and 3 times before the exam. Okay, even on just before the exam also you can go through the first chapter if possible. Sometimes we tend to see the cheating codes before the exam itself, right? So in that sense you can go through this thing. Then preamble definitely, or indirectly or directly, they will definitely ask the question. Preamble, why? The context. So whenever you are reading any topic, try to reconnect with the context, and what context it had come. So because some people, some petitioners in Supreme Court, like Dr. Balaram Singh versus Union of India, they have petition regarding, like, please remove the secular and socialist thing from the. So it was added by the mini constitution, so-called mini constitution, 42nd constitutional amendment. We call it as a 42nd amendment is called as a so-called mini constitution, because n number of amendments had happened because of that. So they brought, and SSI, try to remember this such kind of keywords you need to have. It will be handy while writing the exam. Secular and socialist, so this was there in the news because they asked the Supreme Court, please, they petition, they filed a petition to remove the secular and socialist, but Supreme Court nicely rejected. Please go away, they said, in the judgment of Dr. Balram Singh versus Union of India. Sometimes they directly throw the judgment itself, so like a bouncers. So please go through this. So Supreme Court said no. So at least the sequence of keywords in preamble and meaning of sometimes liberty they had asked, right? Literal meaning, just simple meaning. What is liberty? They had asked directly, simple. So in that way they might ask secular also, because Uniform Civil Code is there in the news, Article 44 of in DPSP, it is there, right? So that is why secular is also very important. Okay, then after that, so sometimes we ignore, I already knew the federal features of it, federal features of the parliament, and also we tend to ignore. Please go through the only federal features. If you remember the federal feature, no need to remember the other part of it. Okay, and parliamentary features also directly. Sometimes they ask the council of ministers and these kind of questions directly. They ask whether they are Lok Sabha. I'll discuss later. And parliamentary features, must and should, please go through it. And the basic structure. So sometimes they might give directly the 4-5 lines regarding basic structure and whether it is a part of basic structure and all or not. So glance through it, and especially the judgment, Keshavananda Bharati and all those, please go through them. Then Nowadays, every year, almost last 2 3 years, they are focusing on schedules. I don't know why they are focusing on the schedule part and all. Earlier they had asked fifth schedule, then they are asked last year they had asked about this one, eighth schedule. So many people committed mistake here itself. 21 plus 71, then 92nd. These are all related to 87th 8th schedule itself. So we know languages part and all, 22 languages are there in the 8th schedule part and all. So then 7th schedule. So here there is a chance of like no question this year. So like role of parliament here, role of parliament will come, like how parliament is dominating, our center is dominating over the state and concurrent subjects. That is why the controversial thing is there. That is why there is a high chance of question regarding the 7th schedule. Then ninth schedule, we know, we already knew that this IR Kohelko case also we know. Then validation of certain acts and regulations. If you throw something into the ninth schedule, there will be less chance to the judicial review. Before Keshavananda Bharati case, after Keshavananda Bharati case, now it is also comes under the judicial review. So please recollect the thing. Then the thing is like 10th schedule, we like lot of buzz was there in the news itself, like speaker did that, biased nature, that this and all. Maharashtra, West Bengal, Telangana, wherever you see state legislation, it happens, actually bound to happen. So we know that anti-defection is there. 52nd constitutional amendment, 91st constitutional amendment, both are related to anti-defection. Why anti-defection they brought? The purpose of anti-defection, basic, the role of speaker here. Okay, then very 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 important things are 11th and 12th schedule. Okay, 73rd and 74th constitutional amendment, 73rd and 74th constitutional amendment. They will be definitely one question from this two part. Last year part 9a something they had asked, right? So they confused, and sometimes they might ask the what are the, like I think 18 subjects, 29 subjects, something like that they might ask. And also here I think 18 subjects will be there under the municipalities or ULBs, urban local bodies. So lot of tussle, and the role of state finance commission here, state election commission also here. So you can they might correlate local panchayats and role of Gram Sabha here, and other thing and all. PESA, they might ask PESA act also, panchayati actions in schedule areas. Okay, then so please correlate. And the thing is like PRIs and municipalities, local bodies question bound to be there, because local democracy, you can say, like grassroots democracy. So Gandhi says na, so India lives in villages. That is why article 40 also you can link. Okay, then most probable topics from the probable topics, definitely from the fundamental rights. Earlier they had asked the Puttaswamy judgment, right? In like right to privacy is a intrinsic right, comes under article 21. In the same way, now work act is going on, right? So Work Act and UCC, Uniform Civil Code, is going on. So all these things, because they might touch this part 25 to 30, 25 to 30, 25 to 28, and 29 and 30. These are community rights, you can say. So in that way, individual religious right to convert, all those things and all is there. So you just go through the and very very important articles I had drawn here, I had written here. Article 14, article 15, article 16, article 19, article 20 and 21.